expert here. In this video, I just want to go through how you cash out correctly on a 2-up. I'm sure you've read what I've had to write, but a 2-up is basically an offer given by Bet365 and Paddy Power, where they pay you out as a winner on specific matches if your team leads at any point in the game by 2 goals. So, for example, if you put a bet on Arsenal to beat Chelsea, you backed Arsenal and you laid Arsenal at the exchange. If Arsenal go 2 goals ahead at any point in the game, this can be 2-0, 3-1, 4-2, and so on, then you will be paid out as a winner regardless of the end result. So if Arsenal were 2-0 up, Bet365 would pay you out then, so you'd win your back bet. And in the ideal scenario, in a 2-up, you want the game to end where Arsenal haven't won. So your exchange bet wins as well, your lay bet wins as well. So your back bet's won because Bet365 have paid you out, and your lay bet's won because the game has finished either a draw or Arsenal have lost. Now that's the ideal scenario for a 2-up. However, what people tend to do, what I do, is I do cash out part of my bet at 2-0. It depends really but my plan when doing a 2-up is my team go 2-0 up. I usually leave it until the other team pulls a goal back. Now that can be a risk, of course, because your team might score again and they go 3-0 up and the odds at the exchange just completely drop and there's probably not a lot of money to be made. But that's my plan every time. I wait until 2-1 and I cash out 50%, and then at 2-2 I cash out the other 50%, so I've cashed out 100%. What I would suggest is that you stick to a plan. I mean, the estimated value is the same whether you let it run or you do your cash outs, but as long as you stick to your plan every time, I think that's the way forward. So let me give you an example here. Arsenal, you put a bet on Arsenal, you put £50 on Arsenal at Bet365. Their odds were 2.1. And then what you did was lay it at the exchange. The odds there were 2.15. Now, what you want to use when cashing out is the calculator and then the early payout calculator every time. The only reason you wouldn't, if you wanted to cash out but you didn't want to use this calculator, you could trade out at the exchange and you would trade out 100%. But I like to use the early payout calculator because I want to only cash out 50%, not everything. And please be careful if you do trade out at the exchange, because if you have any other bets on that match or any other bets on Arsenal from any other bookies and then you lay it at the exchange, then it will trade them out as well. So make sure you're careful of that. So if Arsenal have gone 2-0 up, you go on the early payout calculator. You put the back stake in, you put the back odds in. So we back 2.1 at Bet365, we lay 2.15 at Smarkets. Commission, I'm on 0%, so I would do that. And then you scroll down, has the bookmaker paid out? So Arsenal 2-up, so yes, they have. And now what you do, you go onto the exchange where you've laid the bet, you have a look at the current back odds. Make sure you look at the current back odds. So we look at them and the current back odds, it's 2-1 now, so they'd probably be, I don't know, we say 1.4. So 1.4 back odds. Then what you need to do, if you want to cash out 50% like me, you need to click this button here, the advanced. And then if you wanted to lock in 100%, you would back Arsenal at the exchange and you'd place £75 on a back, and this would get you £28 profit. However, we don't want to do this. We want to lock in 50%. So what I'd do at this stage is I would back Arsenal at the exchange for £37.50, and that would lock in £13 for me. So if Arsenal go on to win the game eventually, then I've locked in £13, I'm £13 up. Now, if it was 2-1, so it's 2-1 at this stage, if it went to 2-2, what I would do is I would basically fill all this in again. That can stay, of course, because that's exactly the same as it was. But this would probably change, and this would probably go much higher. So, say now it's sort of the 85th minute, so we'll say it's Arsenal are at 4 to win now. Then what you do is, because we've already cashed out for 50%, you need to cash out the other 50%. So we've already cashed out 50. If you wanted to cash out another 25%, you'd put 25 in, and so on. But I want to cash everything out now because I'm scared Arsenal are going to score in the last minute and make my exchange bet not win. So at odds of 4, what you need to do is go and back Arsenal at the exchange and back them, put £13.13 as the stake, and that will lock in another £38 for you. £38 is completely locked in now, plus however much it was before. It was 13, so you've locked in over £50 there. And once you've placed that last bet on Arsenal, £13.13, then you're completely out of that game. It doesn't matter if Arsenal or Chelsea score now, then you've locked in about £50. I hope that does make sense. I know it can be quite complicated. I'll try to keep putting videos up where I can help you with 2-ups, as I know it can be confusing. Cheers.